All right, guys, it finally happened. Well, let's see what happens now. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. I know it's been a hot minute. World's Strongest Podcaster known it's been a hot minute, but we are back and we are live. So we're here for you guys. I mean, there's been a bunch of news that happened as of late, but nothing as the two things that as big as the two things we're going to discuss about on today. So we're back, guys. And if you're not familiar with who I am the Rated R podcast star, Seth. And joining me as always is my man.
You guys know me. Y'all love me. The world's strongest podcast, WSP, in all my vacation in Hawaiian glory, Jen.
Otherwise known as Roman Reigns from Wish. That's right. I still love
Jewish
you.
Thunder.
I still love you, buddy. So what's going on, man? What's happening?
Not much, man. It's been a while. I don't even know if I still remember how to do this.
I know. It's been a while. Yeah, it's just, yeah, man. Listen. People got to understand life gets in the way. Things don't always go as according to plan. You know, we try to squeeze things in when we can, but we're going to be kicking it into overdrive now because we're going to take this in a different direction. Starting with today's episode. So mainly, obviously, we guys did like a little bit of news in the beginning and like we did the show recaps. We're just going to cut the bullshit with the show recaps. I mean, if you can't watch the show or TiVo it or whatever DVR,
Hulu
whatever. You Google it. Listen, you don't need to be listening to this. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be just straight giving you news. We're going to be giving you news that we want to talk about, stuff that we feel is relevant to the pro wrestling industry. We also are going to have some pro wrestling crate and AEW crate unboxings on the channel. We're going to be doing some figure reviews on some wrestling figures and any live events that myself or Captain Powerlift, World's Strongest Podcaster, that's on another channel, by the way.
Wait, we have too many YouTube channels.
Yeah,
that's
I know, right? Too much going on. The World's Strongest Podcaster or events that we'll be attending, we'll record and give our thoughts on it after the fact. So I hope you guys like what you're hearing so far. But with that being said, it's time. It's time. It's news time. You see, like that? How I almost did the Vader? How I did the Vader time? It's time. It's Vader time. So
I got 2 words for you. Not
that?
Again.
Okay. So we got the news on Friday. As we're recording this, it's Monday. So we got the news on Friday.
News. We got like a bombshell of a notice.
So Vince McMahon decided to step down. Obviously because of all the issues going on surrounding the ladies that he's courted, the hiding of the payments and a few other incidences as well. But it's sad that he couldn't listen. Let's just get this out of the way right now, okay? Do I condone what he did? Do we condone what he did? Absolutely not.
Zero tolerance.
Okay, so what we're going to say, please do not take it out of context. We do not condone what he did. But however, it sucks that he couldn't step down on his own terms. It sucks that it had to come to this. Are we going to miss Vince? Absolutely. But are we really going to miss him?
Are we really though?
Creative
Vince created a product that you and I and all of our listeners are fans of. If not, we wouldn't be here. Vince dominated the wrestling business. He gave us a product that the Attitude Era and everything Vince has done will go down in legend. But since the turn of the millennia, his grip on today's audience has been slipping.
Yes, I agree. Which is why also I know you were just as excited as I was for the TV rating to go back to a TV 14 and get rid of the PG, the PG stuff, which means now there's a good chance, and I'm just throwing this out there, and I don't know if it's going to stick, but it's going to go. This is going to go into another topic we're going to talk about. Are we going
So
to get the resurgence of a possible Attitude Era style show?
so I'm not gonna lie. When in chronological order, it was WWE's going back to TV14 and then Vince stepping down. That's how it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
So when I first heard that WWE was getting going to TV14, my first initial reaction was like, "Holy shit, holy crap, it's happening." Then as cooler minds prevail, I started thinking, I'm like, they still have sponsors, they still have shareholders and stuff they have to appease. So is it really gonna make a difference? Then Vince steps down. I'm like, okay. Then the news we're gonna get into in a second comes up, and I'm like, holy hell. Maybe we won't get a full immersion of the Attitude Era because, like I said, they still have sponsors, stockholders, and the USA Network and Fox, I think it is,
may,
that they
may,
have to appease.
maybe we'll get the tip just for a second, just to see
But,
how it feels.
but maybe we'll just get the tip. That's how. Hey, listen, that's how DX started.
Yeah.
They gave a little bit, and then USA sent that letter that they couldn't say all these things, and then they publicly said the letter, and the rest was history. So we never know.
I'm sad that again Vince couldn't leave on his own terms.
Yeah.
Again, what he's done for the business can never be undone, in a way of positivity, with how many wrestlers, and how many personas that were created under his tutelage. You can't take that away from him. You can't take away a lot of the storylines that
and if I may quote my boy Enzo, and you can't teach that.
Exactly.
Can't.
So
that man was a visionary.
So, now towards the end of it, to where we are now, was the product getting a little stale? Maybe just a little. Maybe
for us, the hardcore fans, the kids still love it. They have their John Cena's or Roman Reigns.
We grew up watching it in the 80s and then into the Attitude Era, and
I grew up watching
into Ruthless Aggression.
I was born in '89, sir. I did not watch wrestling in the '80s.
Oh, I watched wrestling in the 80s.
But I have watched the reruns. But I do remember, Mankind sitting there and taking 37 chair shots from The Rock to the head.
Yeah, I mean,
I grew up on that.
Yeah. Vince had a no blood policy for the longest time.
Fined Batista $100,000 in that Jericho match.
So I mean, listen, it's time. It's time to get some fresh thoughts, some fresh ideas, some fresh perspective, maybe some different storylines, which now leads us to the next segment of this is.
Wait, before we go, I just want to say that, while we are upset, or not upset, but a little saddened that Vince couldn't go on his own terms. Let's face it, man. That guy would have died in the gorilla.
Oh,
in the gorilla position.
Absolutely.
if it was up to Vince, he would have his dying moment would be in the gorilla position,
dude.
Screaming at people.
He'd be back there, all hooked up to the metal equipment, have a freaking catheter in him, a colostomy bag,
iron
lung, everything, dude. He would never listen. I agree with that statement 110%. That man would have died back in the gorilla, and it just it just sucks, that he couldn't go out on his own terms. But with darkness comes the lightness, and with that happened today, we got breaking news that now Triple H is head of creative for Raw, SmackDown, and all of WWE moving forward. So now it's time for the proverbial question. Put your money where your mouth is. And what I mean by that is that I've said it. I don't know if you've said it. Mm-hmm. I've gone around and said it to other wrestling people that I've spoke to that, hey, you know what? Look at what he did with NXT. NXT was probably the best product they had going before he got sick, and he had his procedure and whatnot.
And then we got 2.0.
And then we got 2.0, and then just everything went to shit. I mean, NXT was freaking amazing. And now he has the opportunity now to put his money where his mouth is to see if he can make Raw.
Can he do it on
SmackDown.
the grand scale?
Exactly. Can he make Raw and SmackDown and build it to the scale that he did with NXT? Now, I've said it. You've heard me say it
Mhm.
that I think Triple H should have taken over a long time ago, and that Vince is losing touch with today's time.
Yep.
And again, any diehard wrestling fan that watches religiously the way that we do would agree with the fact that you can tell when they're recycling an old storyline.
You mean like this Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns thing for like the 299th time?
Yeah, you can tell when they're recycling old storylines. And I'm hoping now with Triple H coming back and Triple H taking over as creative, we get maybe some of the people that were lost to AEW. Maybe now they come back.
And let's also face it too. It's not so much as reusing old storylines, because for a company that's been around for 30 plus years, the way WWE has, it's hard to come up with new stuff. Look, Hollywood's remaking Interview with the Vampire. So it's hard to come up with new stuff. But the problem is that they're reusing old storylines with the wrong pieces in play.
True.
Every storyline is Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns. I don't know.
Listen,
it's the same people. Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. You have an entire locker room of people there. All right, right now, who's the U.S. champ?
The U.S. champ is
the fact that you can't answer that question immediately is sad.
Oh, the U.S. champ is Gunther, or is he the
incorrect?
Or is he the
Austin Theory.
Bobby Lashley
is the U.S. champ. Austin Theory just lost the belt.
Bobby Lashley.
Exactly. The fact that from the top of
the belt's irrelevant. They made that belt and they made the Intercontinental belt totally
the
irrelevant.
The mid-card belts don't matter.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like whose line is it anyway? Where the points don't matter.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I look at the U.S. belt and the Intercontinental belt as? I look at it as a temporary holding spot for a future WWE Heavyweight Championship.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And you think about who's held that belt, like the Intercontinental title. Shawn Michaels held that belt.
Bret Hart,
Razor Ramon,
Mr. Perfect,
Mr. Perfect,
Ultimate Warrior,
the Ultimate Warrior. Look at Owen Hart. Look at the lineage of that belt. Stone Cold,
The Rock.
Well, was it Stone Cold or was it?
No, it was Stone Cold,
the Ringmaster.
No, it was Stone Cold, and the Rock,
and the Rock. The Rock held it. Yeah. Look at the lineage that belt has. And
Triple H, Triple H had it. Randy Orton had it.
Orton, that belt established Orton.
Cody Rhodes
when he brought back the white belt.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
I must stash you a few questions.
Yeah. Jericho's held that belt more than anybody.
Yeah, Edge.
Christian, The Miz.
Yeah,
and now you're like, who gives a shit?
Wow.
Like Finn Balor held it for what, 20 seconds?
So this goes back to the point that I was just making about WWE people that left to go to AEW because they didn't like the direction of where things were going under Vince McMahon. But now that they see Triple H is taking over, and again, you got to understand Triple H worked with a lot of those guys over at NXT. So now
let's face it, with Triple H, Keith Lee wasn't going to be Bearcat Lee and Adam Cole was not going to be his manager.
But Triple H can make everything. I think Triple H has the opportunity to make everything right and right the wrongs. Get back the people that left to make it entertaining. Like, listen, I won't be surprised with maybe in the next month or two if you don't see Johnny Gargano back on TV.
That'd be great.
I think maybe
now. I think it's going to be a slow burn.
He's not doing anything. He's hanging around right now, just doing appearances.
I think it's going to be a slow burn. I don't think immediately they're going to change up because they already have the planned storylines.
That stuff's got to get fixed in place. But
I think that you're going to see the changes in the tag division and in the mid card belts fairly quickly.
I think you're going to see changes all over the place. I think Austin Theory is going to become a quick flash in the pan. I
hope not, because I'm a huge fan of Theory.
I don't think he was a Vince guy.
He was a Vince guy, but Triple H is high on Theory too.
You know what?
H is high on Theory.
Was he high on Theory? Was it one of those things that he was just going along to get along?
Yeah, no, he's they've been stated he's high on Theory. I personally own Theory, so He's high on Theory. I think Theory's a great talent. He's a heel that you hate to see. He's doing his job perfectly. That whole selfie shtick. He's doing Tyler Breeze better than Tyler Breeze.
And we've met Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
Well, he's a nice guy. He was a nice guy, by the way.
Amazing guy. Love the guy.
So
but I think Theory is great. Do I think he's ready for the main event?
No.
Hell no.
No.
But I liked him as US champ.
And I think I would hate to see it that if he goes to cash in his Money in the Bank contract after the match is over at SummerSlam on Saturday, I would hate to see him squander it and then take it away from him. Now, I could see them doing that if they don't feel he's ready yet.
Yeah, but so my thing with the Money in the Bank, he has to win. He has to win because right now, the Money in the Bank, it's supposed to be a guaranteed title shot. Like, it's
but there's been very few people. But there's been people who've cashed in and have not won.
Exactly.
Baron Corbin,
Damian Sandow. But the number is kind of getting to the point where he has to win it. But he has to time it right. We all think he's gonna cash in at SummerSlam. He shouldn't do it.
No, I personally think that and it depends too, because you know what? They have this whole thing going right now where they're setting up Theory and John Cena for a future potential match. Now, could it be that you let Theory win at some point before the Royal Rumble? And that way it sets up for WrestleMania, and then that way they let Cena get the 17 time. They let Cena become the 17th time and break Flair's record.
Don't you wish that evil upon me, Ricky Bobby?
Listen.
I love John Cena. I think
listen.
John Cena is the modern day superhero, but there is only one superstar, one.
And I know who you're going to say, and we're in agreement, that
is meant to break that 17 record. One. There were two. Yeah. There were two. One has a heart condition now and can't do it.
Yeah.
It's only one.
Yeah. Randy.
And it's Randy. He's the only one. Only one that deserves that 17 title run.
I agree. I agree with that because he's the he is the total package. He is the
100% microphone wrestler. In the ring, attitude, character.
It's like baseball. It's like baseball. They call him 5-tool when the guy's got everything. They call him a 5-tool player. That's exactly what Randy Orton.
He has everything. Only Randy. But that is it.
We're getting off a little off topic, but I think that this could be good. 100%. I think Triple H, has a vision. And I would like to see that vision enacted. I would like to see them right the wrongs, and one of the main wrongs that I would love to be righted, and I'm sure you and a bunch of other people are going to be in agreement with you when I say this. When you call someone up from NXT, there's no need to change their name. There's no need to change their gimmick. Like this whole thing
Carrying
going on.
Cross,
No. This whole thing going on right now with Max Dupree.
Oh my God!
Should have been Max Dupree. He should have came up as LA Knight. He should have came up as LA Knight, and that should have been it.
He should have never been LA Knight.
Yeah, he should have been Eli Drake.
Should have never been LA Knight.
But I was okay with it, but he had a lot of heat behind him as LA Knight towards the end of the NXT run. And again, when they bring people up from NXT, they need to stick to those gimmicks.
Dude, Walter.
Yeah, you've already established yourself as this character on TV.
Do you know how pissed off I'd be if I had a Walter shirt and he finally gets called into the main roster Gunther. And he's Gunther now? Gunther. What the fuck? Yeah. All this merch, all this shit. No, that's retarded. And can we stop taking people's first names away?
Yeah.
I want Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah. I want Matt Riddle.
I want Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Next is just going to be Lashley.
And then Roman.
It's going to be Reigns.
Lesnar.
Yeah, Lesnar. But listen, that's one of the main things. That's H. Just instead of triple, it's just going to be H. You know, but that's one of the things. That's one of the main things I hope that he corrects when these guys get called up. They don't lose their gimmicks. Again, they've established themselves as this character, and then
it's just like,
and they have a fan base. They have a following. Why are you going to screw that up by changing the product
for no reason? Because you already own that name. Because already have an NXT contract.
Yeah,
it's just so when they leave, they can't take that name. Why do you care? Let them take that name. Look at Drew McIntyre. He left, took that Drew McIntyre name. He came back. Drew McIntyre was the biggest superstar when he made that return. Yeah. Everyone knew Drew McIntyre.
Well, he also probably pounded a bunch of steroids and then
100%. 100%.
If you look at where he started pictures, to where he is now,
I mean, of course. But what I'm saying is like the name recognition. When Drew McIntyre came back, everyone from the Indies to WWE knew who he was.
Yeah,
because of the name. You know, I don't know. I don't understand the name, but I do want to start a rumor right now. And I'm starting it right here in our podcast. This whole investigation into Vince started because Shane was pissed off that they fired him, and he's the one that made the anonymous call into this crap. Bam. Because Vince said that as long as he was working there, Shane would never return to the company.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Shane, I got you, bro. I know it was you, dirty bastard.
Listen, somebody posted a picture on the internet the other. I think I don't know if I sent it to you. It was Stephanie and Triple H like laughing like they got the company, and then you just see Shane like, oh, and this is all I got, and he's holding like a pair of Jordans. Yeah, he's holding a pair of Jordans in his hand.
But if you look at Vince always hates Shane. Like, look when he wishes Stephanie McMahon her birthday on Twitter. It's crazy. Triple H, oh, my son-in-law, and for Shane's like, happy birthday, Shane.
Well, you don't know the behind the scenes stuff. You know, nobody really knows the behind the scenes.
When you've done to Vince what Shane's done to him, even though it's storyline and putting your father through a table, I don't care how much it is, he's gonna hate you for it.
There is a McMahon on that contract, and his name is Shane.
Shane McMahon.
Read Shane McMahon.
Shane O'Mac is all elite.
But that would be fucking hilarious.
Can't go Shane McMahon. Shane O'Mac is all elite.
But
Tony Khan would pop a boner.
I'm excited for this. I really am. I'm excited for Triple H to take over. I'm excited.
It's been like something I've been calling for years. And it should have been.
Again, a lot of people have, man. I mean, listen, it's okay. Like I would have been okay with it if Vince would have been like, okay, Triple H, I'm gonna let you take over, and you and Bruce Pritchard can come up with the ideas and everything.
Nah, fire Bruce.
And then well, he's still there.
Yeah, not for long.
He's still the head. He's still part of creative.
Yeah, but Triple H is head of creative. Bruce, fuck him.
We'll see what happens. Oh yeah. Well, what is it? Triple H will be like, you're fired, and then Bruce Pritchard will be like, Triple H, I love you.
Remember, like we said the other day, the best thing Bobby the Brain Heenan ever did was make Paul Mooney Undertaker's manager.
No, Bruce Pritchard. Bruce
Pritchard. Sorry, yeah. My bad. Not Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah. Don't ever
Brother Love. That's what I meant.
Don't ever insult the brain like
Brother
that.
Love. The best thing Brother Love ever did was step down.
I love you.
God, that was so bad. How did he get that red? Jesus Christ! I wonder if he gets like that. I wonder if he gets like that in that creative room. Like when he gets pissed at Vince, I wonder if he turns that red.
Well, you know, I mean, listen again.
Or when he was kissing Vince, Vince, I love
Vince,
you.
I love you.
Bruce Pritchard was the first member of the Kiss My Ass Club.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Again, I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see where this heads. We'll find out starting tonight on Monday Night Raw. The first show of the Triple H regime. So we'll see. You know what confuses me? I just want to backpedal for a second. Why are there two co-CEOs?
And I'll say this why, because
I mean, I get if she doesn't have the experience.
The board wanted Nick Khan because of the money he's been saving them. And this is just a theory. It's just me spitballing.
Okay.
But the board wanted Nick Khan. Vince named Stephanie. And since he's majority shareholder, he had power.
Do that. Yeah, he can do that.
So since it was like broke down the middle, I said, all right, co-CEOs.
Yeah.
But this is only a matter of time till Vince and company can figure out a way to get rid of Nick Khan.
Well, the other thing,
that's been it for 2 years.
Well, the other side to this now is that I've seen a few people come out and say that, this could possibly lead to the sale of WWE.
So if it was just Nick Khan as CEO, 100%. But I think Triple H and Stephanie are going to do everything within their power to keep that company from selling.
Oh, I mean, listen, it's one of those things that it's a McMahon legacy. It has to stay in the McMahon family. It has to. I mean, it's WWE. I mean,
Plus, they're making money hand over fist, bro. Like,
well, they just
look at the AEW biographies now.
Well,
on AEW biographies, they're making money hand over fist at this point.
So it was funny though. So I was, because not to divulge into what I do for a living, but I was reading the Wall Street Journal, or the
we
Wall
all
Street
know
Journal
you're a male stripper, dude. We know.
So they were talking this morning about how, because in the Wall Street Journal, because of how Vince stepped down, people thought that the stock was going to go down. The stock jumped. Stock jumped like another $5 and something cents today.
Because if people are smart, they know that right now it's going to be a changing era.
Well, it's not even a changing.
People are going to watch wrestling to see what's going to be next.
It's not even it's not even because of a changing era. It's because, again, it was what I was just talking about, how the speculation of there's a possibility that someone might come in now and try to buy the company, because whenever there's rumors about that, the stock always fluctuates, because it works out well for the shareholders, because then that's more payout that they got to get. So if those rumors start surfacing a little bit more, and then the story actually gains more steam, I mean, who knows? I mean, shit, for all you know, we can hear 2 weeks from now, oh, ESPN buys WWE, or the mouse, I'm sorry, Walt Disney buys WWE.
There goes TV 14.
And then we go to Disney next time and we get a WWE land,
Actually, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
Imagine walking around Disney and bumping into Triple H and shit. Like, oh shit.
Yeah. Or you have character. You have them dressed in the character.
Yeah.
Character
you have
suits.
A ride called the Brainbuster.
Yeah. Stone Cold Steve Mickey.
Come get your Steve Weisers here at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, Stone Cold says, "Come get your." Actually, it was funny because I showed Melissa last night. You ever see Stone Cold DT? Oh, we'll have to show you that. That was a good one. That was a good one. You'll like that one. But again, we're diving off
topic.
But again, I feel that the change is good. I feel that the product. I'm hoping the product will get better now moving forward. I'm hoping that some wrestlers that have been pushed to the wayside now get the opportunity. Like now we might see Finn Balor finally get the real push that he deserved. We might not get, we'll get
face for the belt he never lost.
Yeah, exactly. Now we might get, Kevin Owens to come back to main event status. There's guys that have just been pushed to the wayside that
Bray Wyatt might come back.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt might come back now. Again, Johnny Gargano might come back. If Triple H really wanted to make an impact, all joking aside, all joking aside, right out of the gate, you get Johnny Gargano to come back, you put him with Ciampa, and you get DIY to come back, and
you take out the bloodline,
and you just let them fucking tear up the tag team division.
Well, yeah, because you don't have any tag teams left. You have the Usos, Street Profits.
The Street Profits, the Viking Raiders.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't seen the Viking Raiders in months.
You got the New Day, who's been around forever.
Who the hell's the New Day? Yeah. Everybody's injured on that team.
Yeah.
Like,
so
you have two tag teams. According to WWE, you have two tag teams: the Usos and the Street Profits. They have faced each other every single pay-per-view this year.
It's very true.
The Alpha Academy.
The Alpha Academy. But again, you get Ciampa and Gargano come back. You put DIY back together, and
maybe we actually have a women's division now.
Well, we don't know.
That doesn't circulate around the four horsewomen.
Yeah, we're still also trying to figure out what the hell the status is with Naomi and Sasha.
Fuck them. Let them go to AEW.
It's all radio. It's been all radio silence.
Let them go to AEW. They think
because Bailey should be ready to come. Back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no. Again, we need women outside of the four horsewomen. No more Sasha, no more Bailey, no more Becky, no more Charlotte.
Yeah.
We need to push Shotzi. We need to push Cora Jade. We need
I
to
know.
push
Come on, go ahead,
fucking
say it.
Shayna Baszler. Why
No,
has
no,
Shayna
no,
Baszler
no, no.
not won the championship yet?
No, say it. Go ahead. I know whose name you really want to say.
Nikita Cross.
No,
We
Nikita
need to push
Lyons.
Nikita Lyons. Yeah,
Nikita
Nikki
Lyons.
Cross. We need
Remember,
to push
remember, if you
Nikita
got a problem
Lyons.
with her, she'll sit on
Sit
your
on your
face.
face. Nikita, I have a problem with you.
Sit on my face, please.
Jesus Christ.
Sit on my face, please.
What a woman, bro. Oh my Lord.
So
You know our wives watch
yeah, I know.
our podcast, right?
I know. I don't care. So regardless of the fact, yeah, I would like to see some different women. You know, I agree with you on one person in particular that you mentioned, Shayna Baszler.
The fact that she has not won the belt yet is disrespectful.
Why hasn't she fought Ronda Rousey yet in a one-on-one match?
Because that would leave the realm of WWE and go more into MMA, and they would probably kill each other.
No, but that would be a good match.
So what was the main event this year? It was
what?
Liv versus Ronda.
For what?
For the women's title. It was Liv versus Ronda.
Oh, at the last pay-per-view, yeah.
Yeah, the one where Liv cashed in. Who was Ronda facing?
Yeah, that was Money in the Bank. She was fighting Natalya.
Why?
Have you not seen that video with Natalya and her sister?
Of course I have.
That's why.
I subscribe to her OnlyFans.
Yeah. That's why.
But
that's why.
That should have been Shayna Baszler. Natalya's had chance after chance after chance. 37 different gimmicks.
No, I agree. I agree.
You know, I get it. Natalya's a workhorse. I get it. She's been the workhorse of the female division for decades at this point. But we need more people. You have Shayna Baszler there. That her first appearance in the main event on the main roster, she decimated with NXT. Her second appearance, she dominated the Elimination Chamber. She is the only person in WWE history to eliminate all of her opponents in the chamber
and lose.
No, she won.
Oh, she won that?
She won the chamber. And that's when she won the opportunity to face Becky Lynch.
Oh, that's right.
And then she lost. That they started having her bite and draw blood from Becky like a vampire. I don't know where the fuck that came from.
She went full Mike Tyson. You never go full Mike Tyson.
Exactly, never go full. But she was the first person in WWE history to be not only the sole winner on it, but that she herself eliminated everyone. She literally one by one, before anyone else came out of the ring, she eliminated everyone. She was just sitting. She did that Brock Lesnar in the Rumble, where Brock Lesnar eliminated everybody and was just waiting for people to come in. That was her at the chamber.
And Drew McIntyre came in.
That was her at the chamber. She was eliminating people and waiting for the countdown for the next person.
But but listen, dude. I mean, again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens creatively, where the storyline goes. I hope everything changes for the better. I hope Triple H has a vision of what he wants to do, and he enacts it, and it's right. It's right for the company. It's right for the fans. It's right for the product.
Yeah. I just want people to have their expectations set.
They want to be met.
It's gonna be but let's tailor our expectations. Like I said, in the mid-card division, I see the changes happening fairly quickly. But in the main event scene, it's gonna be a year or two before we see any changes. Because they already have these long-term plans with Roman and Drew and all that. That main event picture. Remember, they're building up for The Rock versus Roman at the next.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be a title. I don't think that's going to be a title match. That's going to be like the Hogan Rock WrestleMania 18. Where was
you don't need the belt.
The passing of the guard.
Yeah, you don't need the. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying that those main event plans are not going to change for another year or so. That's what I'm trying to say. Like whoever Roman drops the belt to is whoever Vince planned them to drop the belt to. Unless injuries and stuff make a change. Yep. But in the mid-card scene pay attention to the mid-card scene. That's where we're going to see the biggest difference. Because Triple H was from an era that the European belt mattered. The Intercontinental title mattered. The U.S. title belt mattered. The Cruiserweight belt mattered.
Yeah.
He's big. Hell, Triple H held the European Championship.
Well, he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah. He's from that era. So you're going to see a big change and a big. Look at NXT. Look how big the North American Championship was. Yeah. It was almost as big as the NXT Championship.
Yeah. Well, because Adam Cole and Gargano made it relevant.
I know. But it's on top of the fact that you need wrestlers, but it's a storyline. Triple H focuses a lot on that mid card because he knows
Well, yeah,
the mid card,
you build the story.
because the mid card is where you build your future main eventers.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know. So I know for a fact that in the short term, we're gonna see a big change in the mid card arena. You're gonna see a lot of guys that you didn't see before stepping up to that mid card arena.
Well, I'm interested to see what happens moving forward. I know you are. I know a lot of people are. You know,
I can't wait to tune. First time that I can't wait to tune into a Raw.
I know, right? For real.
I'm excited.
And it's Rey Mysterio's 20-year anniversary tonight, and they're in. I think they're in Madison Square Garden tonight.
Yep. Are they going to pull out Dominic's actual parentage?
I always wanted to visit Madison Square Garden.
Madison Garden Square.
Madison
Square Garden.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited for this regime change. Like I said, I hope that one of the things you just said, I hope comes to fruition, where they bring credibility back to the US title and the Intercontinental title, and they just don't treat them as, you know, bullshit titles.
Props. Yeah, they're just props at this point. Oh, this guy, he's a US title just because.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you've been here long enough. You know what? Let's reward
give you a
him.
belt. Yeah, it's a prop.
Slap a belt on him. You know, call it a day. Make him.
You don't have to defend
it
for the next 6 months.
Yeah, make him happy. Let him lose it at a house show. We'll call it a day.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You know, and let's unify these belts. No more Raw and SmackDown belts.
Yeah, they need to go. They need to go back to what they used to do, where it was the Raw SmackDown Super Show, where both shows were together, and you know. And
you had one heavyweight championship, 2 mid cards, 1 tag, 1 female.
You gotta have a show where titles are constantly defended, and the championship not being defended on a regular basis is kind of bullshit. You know, because I guess, you know, Roman wants to change his schedule. Get a guy in there who's going to be there every fucking. Get a guy who's going to be in there every fucking week.
Roman's done it all. At this point, Roman's like, I'm done. I want to follow my cousin into Hollywood.
Yeah. I want to follow.
You need a guy. You need a workhorse. That's one thing I will fucking give Cena. When he was a full-time wrestler, he was a full-time wrestler. That guy carried the company on his back for a decade.
That's and I think that's why they feel so adamantly about him. Probably one of the reasons why they feel adamantly about him breaking Flair's record, because what he's done.
Let's be honest. If it's him, I'm not going to.
Is it the worst? Is it the worst thing? Is it the worst thing in the world?
No,
because the guy does. The guy
that was pretty bad.
The guy does. Listen, Cena
deserve it 100%.
I think Cena. Listen, is he the best wrestler ever? Not even close. Was his move? Was his moveset very limited? Of course, but you know what? He showed up. He worked his tail off. He had the mic. He had the mic skills. He had the mic skills. He had the charisma. You know what he did for the kids, which is the big thing. All the Make-A-Wish stuff. He holds the record for that. Yeah, that's all stuff that gets taken into consideration with these things. So,
and if you also look at the best from every era. Hogan, was he the best in the ring? Not even close.
No, Hogan again. But you know what though? All those guys back then had very, very limited skill set.
And his prime. Austin, when he was at the top, not when he was a ringmaster, because Austin
wasn't a great wrestler.
Was technically solid. But when Austin broke his neck, that he came back, that he was at the top of his career.
Yeah,
he had like 4 moves. Yeah. The Lothes press, he'd stomp a mud hole in you, the stunner,
the clothesline, and that was it.
The Rock had like 3 moves.
Yeah.
You know, the top guys of every era never were that great. You know, you had the Bret Harts and the Shawn Michaels.
You had the very, you know, again, you had your non-technical guys, and then you had your technical guys.
And you needed them both. But let's face it, the Kurt Angles of the world, as great as Kurt Angle is, he was never going to be the top of the company.
No, ever. I mean, dude, you know, listen,
to me, he's probably the greatest wrestler of all time.
And even Brock. I mean, Brock had a very limited skill set. And
on the mic, he was absolute garbage.
In the beginning, but now, well, you know, you know what? But there's a difference. You can tell when someone's having fun with it and someone's not.
He's at the
He's
top of
having a
his game right
blast.
now.
He's having a blast with it right now.
He doesn't even need the.
And I agree. This is the best Brock Lesnar we've gotten to date.
If we could have gotten this attitude Brock Lesnar,
Cowboy Brock,
Cowboy Lesnar with like early 2000s Brock Lesnar wrestling,
ooh,
when he was doing shooting star presses in OVW, oh man, you talk about the whole package. I would have given the guy 20 championship rings.
Yeah,
he would have broken every record.
But yeah, I think they're setting it up for Cena in theory.
Yeah,
and I think Cena. I think Cena gets his 17th title at WrestleMania.
If that's how, and then if he drops it back to someone, if he gets his number 17, and he drops it back to, let's say,
it would have to be Roman.
Fuck that. Let's say he drops it to, because there's already talk that Street Profits are gonna break up, to Montez Ford. Ford wins his first heavyweight title against John Cena, and that's how John Cena rides off into the sunset. I will applaud that forever because Cena got his number 17 and put over who I think is going to be the next superstar of the company.
Oh yeah, he did the job for the guy.
Cena rides off into the sunset, and someone like Montez Ford or someone that I personally think is going to be the future of this company. That's how it's done. You can't. Yeah. Cena cannot drop the belt back to Roman.
No,
it can't. It has to be the next. It has to be a passing of the torch.
I don't like the idea of the Street Profits breaking up because I like them as a tag. Because I like them as a tag team.
100%.
But I totally agree with you that I see. You look at the both of them, and Montez Ford just has it.
He has it. He's the whole. He's a 5-tool player.
It's like you're looking. It's like you're looking at the Rock at like today's version of the Rockers.
Yes,
where Marty Jannetty was just okay, and Shawn Michaels had it.
Hey, it's a thing. Some people thought Marty Jannetty was going to be the breakout superstar. But they can be a modern day DX when Shawn was the heavyweight champ and Triple H had the European belt. They can do that. Yeah. And then Bianca Belair could be their China.
I don't think Angelo Dawkins has the I don't know, man. I look at D'Angelo, and unfortunately, I see another Tucker.
No, man. Angelo Dawkins has it just right now because everybody's focusing on Montez. Yeah. Don't sleep on Angelo Dawkins. That guy can go in the ring, and he's good on the mic. He's funny. He's charismatic. Don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him. The guy is talented. Montez Ford is definitely the breakout. But
absolutely.
Dawkins is talented. Absolutely. Don't sleep on my boy Angelo.
Don't sleep on my boy.
But I'm not gonna lie, with the management change that WWE has now, and that locker room that they have a good chance to stay up, to become the powerhouse. Yeah. They're already the powerhouse wrestling company, but I mean to bring back those eyes like that. Everybody wanted to watch Monday Night Raw. Everybody wanted to watch SmackDown. Shit, I remember waiting to watch Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah, or Saturday Night Shotgun.
Yes. Oh my God, they have.
Or what about Velocity?
Velocity. When you had guys like the Brian Kendrick and stuff going on that show, and Paul London, that show was legit. Maven knocking out the Undertaker in the Royal Rumble.
Oh Jesus!
That was must watch TV. And right now with the management they have, that's been proven on NXT, and the roster that they have the opportunity to bring that back.
You know what? And it's funny. You actually just mentioned something which actually just made me ponder a thought. Who's to say that?
I love when you start talking like Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Who's to say? Yeah. Who's to say that Shawn Michaels doesn't get involved now in the creative?
Well, he was involved in NXT. A lot of the best NXT matches, Shawn Michaels choreographed and helped with. And we might have some fun Money in the Bank matches again.
Who's to say that doesn't happen? I mean, there's a possibility.
Shawn is Triple H's Bruce. He says Bruce Pritchard.
There's a possibility.
No, Bruce Pritchard's not gonna last long in that role. With Triple H's head of creative, I don't think Bruce Pritchard lasts long in this role.
But why not? Because I love you.
But Triple H loves Shawn.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I can see 100%.
Actually, that happening. I thought of that from I figured that. I figure at this point, Triple H and Shawn Michaels are a package deal.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, honestly, think about that.
You're gonna have Wednesday Night Degenerates. That's gonna be a show on Wednesday.
And then
nights.
who's to say they don't bring back Road Dogg now? Because Road Dogg was doing stuff over at NXT too.
Yeah,
and they let him go because of the budget cuts.
They'll probably bring him back to NXT.
But I'm gonna say now it's gonna be interesting to see what happens now.
You know, now it's just now we have the top of the top. You know, with Triple H head of creative, Stephanie as co-CEO.
Yeah.
But right now it's gonna trickle down to everybody else.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be producing matches?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because you had Road Dogg producing matches and Shawn producing matches and the guy with the shillelagh.
Oh, Fit Finlay.
Fit Finlay producing matches. What if you bring him back? And you have them producing matches on the Raw with that psychology. Bring back Al Snow and his ring IQ.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. You know, just it's a crazy time right now.
I'm telling you, man, I'm excited. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, we got an hour. We got less than an hour left. I'm excited to watch Monday Night Raw.
Listen, there's endless possibilities that can come from this. There really is.
And there's always a possibility that this is just a train wreck and nothing changes and it stays the same forever and we're all fucked.
Oh, absolutely.
There's 100% still a possibility.
There's no question that this can easily become a fucking hot mess.
There's still 100% possibility that nothing fucking changes or it gets worse. So guys, if you're listening to this, don't think that we're just on the highway. There's 100% chance that this is a total train wreck and
they're looking they're looking for if they're looking for tag teams to rebuild the tag team division, their first tag team should bring back as Ryder and Hawkins. Ryder and Hawkins, and the major play.
My signal
your signal cut out.
My signal just went away. Hello, hey, back.
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck Ryder and Hawkins. fuck her Hawkins and his 375,000 match losing streak. The most unprofessional wrestler, and most unprofessional human being. Ugh. Fuck him.
That's a podcast.
Zack Ryder.
That's a podcast for another time. That's a podcast for another.
Fuck Zack Ryder. You know what, dude? My boy here has been your number one fan. And you don't acknowledge this man. You don't acknowledge him. You know what happens? You know what happens when you don't acknowledge my boy? Do you know what happens? Matt Cardona Ryder, Mid Cardona.
You meet the world's strongest podcaster.
You just made the list.
You just made the list. No, but yeah, man. I mean, listen. Again, it's going to be interesting to see if they make.
I want to see Rhino and Heath Slater come back. I want to see the 3-man band.
No, it'll be. Listen again. Gallows and Anderson's contracts are up at Impact. They're free agents. Who's to say you don't reunite the club?
Why don't you just kick down the door and have FTR hold every fucking tag belt?
Honestly,
just have them hold all the belts.
That was one of the stupidest things WWE ever did. Was
FTR was the best team they had by far. At that time, they were an old school classic. No bullshit.
They were It was Smash Mouth Wrestling. That's what it was.
It was like that. The Heart Foundation, the Legion of Doom. They were just
demolition.
And we have nothing. We don't know what to do with you.
Yeah. Well, Christ. Again, so Triple H is back in charge. Stephanie McMahon is the CEO, co-CEO, and
there's still two cons in wrestling.
And we're gonna see where this goes. I hope you guys are excited as we are. If you guys are watching on Spotify, I'm sorry you can't leave comments. If you guys are watching on YouTube, comment below. Let us know what you guys thoughts are about what we talked about, like where you possibly think WWE might go from here, story wise, and if you think they should bring anybody back. If you are listening on Spotify, make sure you give us 5 stars and you give us a follow. Same thing on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Guys, we are back and we're going to be busting out
better
content.
Than ever.
Yeah.
I'm back. God, Bischoff, that was such a great entrance song, man.
Triple H needs to change his theme music now. and make a spoof off of Vince McMahon's instead of saying no chance. You've got a good chance in hell.
So now you've got no chance to play the game.
Yeah. So so again, thanks for coming back and listening. Thanks for coming back and watching whatever platform you're checking
Triple
us
H
out
changed his
on.
name to Triple H McMahon.
Triple H
just come out as Hunter McMahon.
Man, yeah, Hunter McMahon.
And just come out to McMahon's music.
Yeah.
Just
or he'll change his own he'll change his own name and he'll call himself Triple M. Michael something McMahon, Triple M.
Mike Myers McMahon.
Man, yeah. But yeah, guys, this has been fun. I'm glad we're back. I'm glad we're going to be back at it. Again, we've got some killer content lined up for you guys. And yeah, so again, guys,
stay tuned. We will be talking about the news as it comes out.
Oh, yeah, we will be talking about the news as it comes out. Yes, you are correct, sir. So for myself, the Rated R podcast star and the world's strongest podcaster, thank you guys for watching. And again, we'll see you guys next time right back here inside the ring.